Stop throwing away your toilet paper. Yes, you heard that right. That roll sitting in your bathroom right now might be the secret to doubling your Christmas cactus collection. For free. Here's the thing. Nobody tells you about propagating plants. Most people cut a piece off their Christmas cactus, stick it in soil, and just hope. They wait. They watch, and 9 times out of 10, that cutting shrivels up before it ever grows a single root. It's frustrating. It feels like you're doing everything right, but the plant just won't cooperate. But what if I told you there's a method so simple, so cheap, that you probably already have everything you need sitting in your house right now? No rooting hormone, no special greenhouse setup, no expensive grow kit from the store, just a plain roll of toilet paper and a little patience. I tried this on my own Christmas cactus, and honestly, I wasn't expecting much. But when I unwrapped that cutting a month later, I was blown away. Roots everywhere, new growth pushing through. A cutting that looked completely dead had transformed into a thriving little plant, ready to grow into something beautiful just in time for the holidays. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how this works, why it works, and the small details that make all the difference between a cutting that fails and one that flourishes. Whether you're trying to grow more Christmas cactus plants to fill your home, or you want to hand out little rooted cuttings as gifts this holiday season, this trick is about to change the way you propagate forever. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a roll of toilet paper the same way again. Let's talk about why so many people struggle with propagating a Christmas cactus in the first place. Because honestly, on paper, it sounds simple. You snip off a small piece of the plant. You put it somewhere. It can grow roots. And eventually, you have a brand new plant. Easy. Right? Except if you've ever actually tried it. You know that's rarely how it goes. Here's what usually happens. You take your cutting, maybe 2 or 3 segments long, and you plant it directly into soil, just like you would with any other houseplant. And then you wait. Days pass, then a week, then 2. You're watering it. You're checking on it. Maybe even talking to it a little, hoping to see some sign of life. But instead of new growth, you start to notice the opposite. The segments begin to look a little soft, a little wrinkled. The vibrant green starts fading into something dull and tired. And before you know it, that cutting you had so much hope for is nothing but a shriveled little reminder that propagation is harder than the internet made it look. So what's actually going wrong here? It comes down to one simple but often overlooked problem: moisture consistency. When you plant a fresh cutting straight into soil, the cut end is exposed to constantly changing conditions. The top layer of soil dries out quickly, especially indoors with heating or air conditioning running. So one day the cutting might get plenty of moisture, and the next day it's sitting in bone-dry soil, struggling to hold on. This inconsistency is exactly what causes so many cuttings to fail before they ever get the chance to root blend. A Christmas cactus doesn't need to be soaked, and it doesn't need to dry out completely either. It needs something steady, something that holds just the right amount of moisture around that cut end, day after day, without fluctuating wildly. And this is where most home gardeners get stuck, because achieving that kind of consistency usually means buying specialty products, rooting hormone powders that promise faster results, small humidity domes or propagation boxes designed to trap moisture around the cutting, heat mats to keep the soil at a steady temperature. All of it works. Sûr. But all of it also costs money. And honestly, for something as small as a single cutting, it can feel like way more effort and expense than it's worth. But here's what makes this whole process even more meaningful, especially around this time of year. A Christmas cactus isn't just any houseplant. For a lot of people, it's tied to memories. Maybe it's the plant your grandmother always kept blooming on her windowsill every December. Maybe it's the one you picked up at a holiday market because the deep pink blooms reminded you of the season. These plants have a way of becoming part of our homes, part of our traditions, in a way that a lot of other houseplants just don't, and that's exactly why propagating one successfully feels so rewarding. Imagine being able to take a single healthy Christmas cactus and turn it into 3, 4, even 5 new plants, all from cuttings you took yourself. You could fill your own home with them. Line up little pots along a windowsill and watch them bloom together every holiday season. Or maybe you give them away. A tiny rooted Christmas cactus, potted up in a simple container with a ribbon tied around it, makes one of the most thoughtful, personal gifts you can hand someone during the holidays. It's not something you bought off a shelf, it's something you grew with your own hands from a plant that probably means something to you already. So the real question becomes, how do you get that consistency your cutting needs without spending money on special equipment, without complicated setups, and without the guesswork that leads to so many failed attempts? And that's where things get interesting, because the answer isn't sitting on a shelf at your local garden center. It's not something you need to order online and wait for it to arrive. It's something so ordinary, so overlooked, that you probably walked right past it in your own house today without even thinking twice about it. It's sitting in your bathroom right now. All right, let's get into exactly how this works, step by step, so you can try it yourself with your own Christmas cactus. The first thing you want to do is choose the right cutting. Look at your plant and find a healthy segment, one that's firm, deep green, and shows no signs of damage or disease. You don't want to grab just any random piece. The healthier the segment you start with, the better your chances of success. Now, when it comes to cutting, you're going to twist or snip the segment off right at the natural joint where 2 segments connect. This is important. Christmas cactus segments have these natural little notches, almost like knuckles, where they naturally separate. Cutting at this point gives you a clean break and allows the plant to heal properly. A good cutting is usually about 2 to 3 segments long. Any shorter, and the cutting might not have enough stored energy to push out roots. Any longer, and it becomes harder to manage and more prone to rot. Once you have your cutting, here's a small but crucial step a lot of people skip. Let the cutting sit out, exposed to air, for about 1 to 2 days before you do anything else with it. This might sound counterintuitive. Why would you want to leave your cutting sitting there doing nothing? But this resting period allows the cut end to callus over, forming a dry, protective layer over the wound. If you skip this step and go straight to the moist environment we're about to create, that open, fresh cut is far more vulnerable to rot and fungal issues. A little patience here goes a long way. Now here's where the toilet paper comes in. Take a single sheet, or a couple of sheets folded together, and dampen it with water, not soaking wet, just evenly moist, almost like a damp washcloth. Then gently wrap this moist paper around the cut end of your cutting, covering that healed wound completely. The goal here is to create a small, enclosed pocket of consistent humidity right where the plant needs it most. Unlike soil, which dries unevenly and fluctuates throughout the day, the toilet paper holds moisture in a steady, even way. It wicks water gently, releasing it slowly, so the cut end stays just moist enough to encourage root growth without ever becoming waterlogged. Think of it almost like a tiny, homemade humidity bandage for your plant. This is really the whole secret behind the method. Christmas cactus cuttings root best when that cut surface experiences stable, gentle moisture over an extended period of time. The paper acts as a buffer, smoothing out all those swings between too wet and too dry that usually cause cuttings to fail. It's simple, but it mimics exactly the kind of stable environment that specialty rooting products are designed to create, just without the price tag. Now, once your cutting is wrapped, you'll want to prepare a small container to hold it. Line the bottom of a shallow pot or dish with a folded cloth or paper towel. This layer does two things. First, it helps wick up any excess moisture, so the cutting isn't sitting directly in standing water. And second, it gives a bit of cushioning and stability, keeping your wrapped cutting from shifting around too much. Place your wrapped cutting gently on top of this lined base. From here, add a small amount of water to keep everything lightly moist. Not a heavy soak, just enough that the paper towel underneath and the wrapped tissue around the cutting stay consistently damp. Over time, as the water starts to evaporate or get absorbed, you'll want to check in every few days and add a little more, keeping that gentle moisture level steady throughout the whole process. Finally, placement really does matter here. You'll want to keep your cutting somewhere with bright, indirect light. Avoid placing it in direct sunlight, especially through a window that gets strong afternoon sun. Direct light can actually cause the moisture in the paper to dry out too quickly, undoing all the consistency you just worked to create. A spot with soft, filtered light, like a few feet back from an east-facing window, tends to work beautifully. This kind of gentle shade also helps prevent any stress on the cutting while it's putting all its energy into growing new roots rather than dealing with heat or intense light. And that's really it. No rooting hormone, no plastic domes, no heat mats, just a healthy cutting, a little callousing time, some damp toilet paper, a lined container, and a spot with soft, indirect light. Simple ingredients. But when you understand why each step matters, you can see how every piece works together to create the exact environment a Christmas cactus cutting needs to succeed. Now the real question is, what happens next? How long does this actually take? And what should you be watching for along the way? So let's talk about what actually happens during that waiting period. Because honestly, this is the part where most people get impatient and give up too soon. For the first week or two, you're not going to see much of anything on the surface. And I want to be really clear about that, because this is exactly the point where so many people assume their cutting has failed. There's no visible root poking through the paper. There's no new growth popping up. It just looks like a wrapped up piece of cactus sitting there doing nothing. But underneath that damp tissue, something important is happening. The plant is quietly forming what's called callous tissue. And from that callus, tiny root initials are beginning to develop. This process is slow, and it's happening beneath the surface, completely invisible to you. So if you unwrap it too early out of curiosity, you actually risk damaging those fragile new roots before they've had a chance to properly form. The best thing you can do during this stage is simply leave it alone. Keep the moisture consistent, and trust the process. Around the 3 to 4 week mark, this is usually when things start to shift. If you gently peek at the wrapped end, or if you notice slight resistance when you touch the cutting, you might start to feel tiny root tips pushing against the paper. By the 1 month mark, which is roughly the timeline we're working with here, you should start seeing visible roots, small, white, thread-like roots extending out from that once bare cut end. And often, right around this same time, you'll also notice something else exciting. New growth beginning to emerge from the top of the segment. A small new sprout, signaling that the plant isn't just surviving anymore. It's actively growing again. This is honestly one of the most rewarding moments in the whole process. That cutting you weren't even sure would make it has transformed into a plant with a real root system and fresh new growth, ready to be potted up into soil and to continue growing into a full, healthy Christmas cactus. Now, let's talk about a few things that can go wrong, because being aware of these mistakes ahead of time can save you a lot of frustration. The first mistake is wrapping the cutting too tightly. It's tempting to wrap the toilet paper snugly, thinking that more coverage means more protection. But wrapping it too tight can actually restrict airflow and trap excess moisture right against the cut. which creates the perfect environment for rot to set in. You want a gentle, breathable wrap, not a tight, suffocating one. The second mistake is overwatering. Remember, the goal here is steady, gentle moisture, nota constant soak. If the paper towel underneath is sitting in a puddle of water, or if the tissue wrapped around the cutting feels soggy rather than just damp, you're setting yourself up for fungal issues and root rot instead of healthy root growth. Check in regularly, but resist the urge to add more water than you actually need. The third mistake, and this one is huge, is placing the cutting in direct sunlight. It might seem like more light equals faster growth, but for a cutting in this delicate stage, direct sun does more harm than good. It dries out the moisture far too quickly, stresses the plant, and can actually slow down or completely stop the rooting process. Bright, indirect light is really the sweet spot here. And here's a bonus tip for you. This exact method isn't just limited to Christmas cactus. It works beautifully for other succulent-type plants as well. Things like jade plants, string of pearls, and other varieties within the broader cactus and succulent family. So once you master this technique, you're not just learning how to propagate one plant, you're learning a method you can apply again and again across your entire plant collection. At the end of the day, this whole process comes down to patience and consistency. You're not doing anything complicated. You're simply giving your cutting the stable, gentle environment it needs, and then trusting nature to do the rest. And when you finally unwrap that cutting after a month and see roots and new growth staring back at you, it makes every bit of that waiting completely worth it. And there you have it. A simple roll of toilet paper, something you probably have sitting in your bathroom right this second, turned into one of the most effective, low-cost ways to bring a Christmas cactus back to life and multiply it into something so much bigger. Think about that for a second. No special equipment, no expensive rooting products, no complicated setup, just patience, a little know-how, and something ordinary you already own. That's the real magic of gardening. It's not about how much money you spend or how fancy your tools are. It's about understanding what a plant actually needs and giving it exactly that in the simplest way possible. And this is so much more than just a plant hack. Think about what you're really creating here. A single Christmas cactus. The same one that might have been sitting on your windowsill for years can now become 3 and 5 brand new plants. Plants you grew yourself with your own hands. From start to finish. Imagine lining your home with them this holiday season, watching them bloom together in that deep, beautiful pink, or imagine potting up a few of these cuttings, tying a simple ribbon around the container, and handing them out as gifts to the people you love. There is nothing quite like giving someone a plant you grew yourself. It's personal, it's thoughtful, it's a piece of your home that now gets to live in theirs. So here's what I want you to do. Go grab a cutting from your own Christmas cactus today. Don't wait. Don't overthink it. Just try it. And in about a month, come back and let me know how it turned out. I genuinely want to hear about your roots, your new growth, your success stories. Drop a comment below and share how yours is coming along. And if this video just changed the way you think about propagating plants, do-me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, because this is exactly the kind of simple, budget-friendly gardening content you're going to find here every single week. From flowers to houseplants to everything in between. We're all about helping you grow more, spend less, and fall even more in love with your garden along the way. One last thing. If you know someone who loves plants, someone who's always looking for new ways to grow their collection, share this video with them. This is the kind of tip that deserves to be passed along. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.